Welcome back to my channel. Of course, I am Lashawnda, and I have gotten a request from you guys in reference to how I create my end screens that goes at the end of my YouTube video. So that's what this video is about. I'm going to quickly show you how I create my end screen and how I add them to the end of my videos. So let's go ahead and hop right in. So now you can see my screen, and on here, these are the actual end screens that I have created. I really only use this one if I'm being honest, but basically an end screen is where you have a video and then you have like a graphic that pops up that complements the video or whatever, and you can be as creative as possible with the end screen. Some people don't even create a graphic to go along with the video. What I am about to start testing out on my platform is doing an end screen where the video pops up as I'm talking at the end of the video, but I'm not doing that one today. I'm doing the one where if you are interested in creating an actual graphic similar to this, and I'm going to show you exactly what mine look like on my actual video. So I'm already under my video and I'm close to the end, and I want you to see how it naturally pops up on my channel.
But just know it only takes one video.
So my end screen is about to pop
That's all I
up.
got for y'all.
So this is an end screen. This is what I'm referring to when people ask me how to create something like this for their YouTube channel. And I don't know if it's going to show, but it should plop off. Yeah. But I'm going to show you how to make something similar to that today. So as you can see, this is the original one. I also have one for my podcast as well right here. And I basically, let's see if I can play it real quick. So this is how it comes on the screen. And you can have it do all different types of things. So I'm going to show you how to do that from scratch. So I'm going to be using Canva, obviously. If you're not using Canva already, what are you doing? Okay, get on Canva. But you're going to go to create a design, and you're going to create a YouTube thumbnail. So the reason why you want to do this is because you want those dimensions that YouTube thumbnails give you, because that's going to be the same size of your end screen. So now you're going to have this. And the very first thing that I do when I know I want to do an end screen is I'm going to go to elements. It's all the way at the left. I'm going to scroll down to grids, and I'm going to put that on there first. So now we have this. The grid is going to allow you to put in a photo right here. And what this photo is basically going to be is like your background. So this is where you get to be creative. You can pick whatever background you want. I'm going to pretend like I don't have anything uploaded on here, and I'm just going to pick like the one that I have currently. So white marble background, and you would basically type in what kind of background you want. And so I know I want white marble. I'm just going to pick the first thing that pops up. Boom, that looks very close to the one that I already have. And so now that I have that, I want to make sure that I have my picture in there. So I'm going to go to uploads. Well, first I'm going to go to elements again. I'm going to exit out of that, and I'm going to put another grid on here. But this time I'm going to make it like really, really small. So I want it to be more vertical like this. Then I'm going to go to my uploads, and this is when you will upload the photo that you already know that you want to add to your end screen. So I'm going to pick one that I actually want to update mine to. And I'm going to use, I think, this photo. No, not that one. It's another one. Okay, I'm going to use this photo for my new end screen. So I'm going to actually crop this out because I want to make sure both of my shoulders are in there. And then once you pick the photo that you want, you're going to edit the image, and you're going to use the background remover to remove all of the background of your image. Boom. So now I just have me. That's what I want. I'm going to apply that. And as you can see, now I can move me around wherever I want. And so I'm just going to put me right here for now, because I'm probably going to be on the side like this. And now you're going to add your bells and whistles. So you want to make sure that regardless of whatever side you put on here, you want to make sure that you have room to have a video somewhere on the screen. So be very mindful. You don't want to over clutter your end screen, because you want to make sure that you have room for the video portion. So now I'm going to go back to elements, and I'm going to scroll up to the lines and shapes. I'm going to click on this box. And when I click on the box, I'm going to resize it to match the size of this photo. And then I'm going to make it a little skinny. probably about like right here. And then I'm gonna move this up to the top. Let me move my camera so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna move this up to the top, and then I'm gonna change it to the color that I want. I already have my brand colors on here, so I'm just gonna pick one of the brand colors, probably this one. And as you can see, it's covering up my head. So I'm gonna quickly reposition that. And to reposition, you click on these three dots in the corner. You're gonna position. You're gonna position, and you're just gonna send it back until your head pops back up. So boom, so now we got that. I want another one on the bottom, and I move really fast, y'all, so I hope, you might have to rewind or something, but you're gonna duplicate this, and you're gonna put this one on the bottom. It's completely optional. I'm just showing you how I did mine. And then I'm going to move this one to the back as well. So I'm gonna move backwards, boom. So now I have this. I honestly don't remember if I have one on the bottom, but we're just gonna go with it. And now I wanna add some text. So the text part is you basically telling your audience what you want them to do. So I'm gonna add the text that I already used, this right here, and I'm gonna say, check out this video. You wanna leave this kind of vague because you don't wanna put check out a specific video, because you wanna be able to keep using this on multiple videos. And if you put like check out this video on podcasting, then you're gonna have to re-edit a new one every single time you get ready to upload a video. And we're trying to work smarter, not harder. So I'm gonna put this up here. I'm gonna actually make this a tad bit smaller. Boom, and then I'm gonna change the color to white. Boom, and what I also like to do sometimes, if I just wanna make sure that I'm precise, I wanna see what the size of the video potential can be. So like if you have like a little box right here or something, that kind of gives you a good gauge of what it's gonna look like when that video is added. So it'll be something similar to like this. And so that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I'm gonna add that you would normally do is if you want the movement. So as you can see, like my stuff came in. So you're gonna do automate or animate, and you're gonna pick how you want your end screen to drop in. And they have all of these different options that you could choose from. And so the one that my go-to that I always use, I have like a couple different ones that I use. You could do the drift, you can do the pop. Let's see, let's find the one that I'll be using. I think I did that one. So the pan, and then you could change the speed. So if you want the speed to be slower, you can do that. If you want to change the direction, you can change which direction it comes in. I'm just going to stick to what it does. And then it also gives you the option, do you want to automate for both in, out, or do you want it to only do it when it's going out? You can really have the flexibility of choosing what you want to do for that. So I'm going to actually add my end screen. Well, I'll just click on this one. This will be easier. So, okay, I was about to say, I don't remember exactly how I had it, but as you can see with mine, I added the font here, or I added the text here. I have my colors, and then I have the Lashawnda Smith at the bottom. And what I normally do is I have the template. So this is a template. Anytime I want to change it, I just go back and use what I already created. Another one that you could do is if you wanted 2 videos to pop up, because it does give you the option to plug 2 videos, then I'm going to use the grid real quick. And I'm just going to make this look like a little YouTube video. And so you could do one like this where you have one video here, and then we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to have like another video here. And so this will kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like when you put it on there. Now make sure that you delete these though. Don't leave the boxes on there, because you don't want that to be seen whenever you save it and get ready to use it for your stuff. So after you finish creating this, then you're going to actually download this. Oh, that's the wrong button. You're going to download this, and you're going to make sure to download this as a media file, so an MP4 video file. This is very important if you're going to be adding like the pans and the animations in there. It needs to be an MP4 video, so that way you can add it to the end of your videos. And what I normally do with mine, I don't have my editing software on here, but whenever I do my end screens, I add music that it starts to play as I'm still talking in my video, and then it's already attached to my end screen, if that makes sense. And I do that in post-production. So then once I'm editing my video, all I have to do is drag my end screen that already has music attached to it, and the music automatically starts playing closer to the end of the video, so that way it transitions perfectly and ends when my end screen ends. I hope that that makes sense. And so that's the basics of how you create it. Now in the next part, I'm going to show you how to add the actual video to the end of your end screen once you have that attached to your video. So you're going to go to your YouTube studio. Okay, so now we're in our YouTube studio. We're going to go to our content. Make sure, I want to make sure that I'm very clear about this part. Your end screen, the graphic that we just created, has to be added to your video in post-production. Okay, so once you upload your YouTube video, that end screen video that we just downloaded from Canva should already be attached to that video. You do not add the end screen graphic into YouTube after you upload the video. I hope that that makes sense. Okay, so once you upload your YouTube video, then you're in your YouTube studio. So I don't have a video that's scheduled to go out with an end screen already attached, but I want to at least show you how to do this. So I'm going to click on edit. And this video is scheduled, so it should let me do it. So I'm going to click on end screen. Okay, I know exactly how I'm going to do it. So you will click on this, right? You can click on any one that you want. You see it has different options. And what the circle is going to show a picture of you. So whatever your YouTube profile photo is going to have that. And when people click on that, they're able to subscribe to your channel. And then the rectangle is a video that they're going to recommend. So you can see that they give you a variety of different options to choose from, whether you want to just have 2 videos that they recommend, or if you want to have 2 videos and have your subscription profile in the middle. Like, you can really pick whichever one you want. I always use this one, and once you use one, it'll give you the option to import from the last video. So I'm going to click on that. It's not going to look right because this one doesn't have an end screen, but if you scroll, it's going to show you closer to what the end of the video is, and that's how you add it. Now, because this one doesn't have an end screen, I'm not going to go in depth to this one. I'm going to go back in on a video that's already created so that you will see exactly what it looks like at the end with my end screen that I already created. So I'm going to discard the changes. I'm going to go back. And I know that this one has an end screen, for example. So you're going to click on end screen. Well, you should already be in end screen at this point. And so this is what it should look like. So you should see this light gray area. I'm trying to find the best place to put my camera. So you should see this light gray area right here. And this is basically letting you know, hey, this is the end of the video before it gets to the end screen. This part right here, the blue, is the circle button, and the video part down here is this part. And you can actually move these however you want. So if you want them to come at any of these points in the video, you can, but it has to be in this last couple of seconds of the video. It won't let you put it before that. So all you basically do for this part, you just move this stuff where you want it. So mine is already set. Normally the video portion, let me move it up just a little bit. Normally this video portion, when you first do it, is normally small like this. So I always just extend it and make it as big as possible. And then I just try to center it in the middle a little bit to make sure. And then it gives you the option over here if you want to have them recommend your most recent upload, if you want YouTube to recommend best for the viewer based on like your viewers, like what they think your viewers want to watch. I always stick to best for viewer because I feel like YouTube know my viewers more than I do. Okay, so I trust YouTube in reference to what they're going to recommend next on my channel based on what my viewers already like. And then you can also have it choose a specific video. So this is perfect like if you're doing a series and you want to make sure that they get to see the next video of the series, then you can have that next video right here specifically for them to watch. And then once you finish, you would just click save. So I'm not gonna click save because this one is already done, but that's pretty much it. That's how you add an end screen to your videos. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any additional questions, leave the questions in the comment box below. And if you made it this far, then you're a real MVP and this must have been really helpful. So go ahead and hit subscribe so you can be updated on future videos that I do. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.